Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. I'm Travis. Delith will be here in a moment, and it is what day is this? Friday, and so it is time for Smackdown. I would have been on earlier, but I have to do some stuff. So hopefully that's working, because this is not. So they are starting it out with Sheamus, it looks like. Sheamus going one-on-one with Sikoa. Sikoa, however you say it. We also got Logan Paul coming back. Looking good. Hopefully people are in here and enjoying the stream. Anyways, it is just getting started. I was watching the baseball game, and so that was what was taking me a little bit. Oh, they're starting it out with a little Bray Wyatt here. Oh, that's it. That little flash. Face-to-face, Braun Strowman and Omos happening tonight also. Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes, but it's just Sheamus, obviously one-on-one with Sikoa, and Sikoa is with the Bloodline, of course. And Bloodline. You guys been watching any baseball? Hey Chris, how you doing? Sophie, Walter. Dee will be in here in just a few minutes, so make sure that you are paying attention to what's going on the TV. And me, of course. Good stuff going on. This is definitely the way you start out a SmackDown. What are we, like 2 weeks out from the pay-per-view? Or a little less than 2 weeks out? Because what's next weekend? That is Halloween Eve, so like the 29th or something. Yeah, and then it's the weekend after that, so we're less than 2 weeks out from the well, no, a little more than 2 weeks out. 2 weeks in a day, so 15 days away from the Saudi Arabia show. This should be a pretty good one. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Ravi, thanks for joining us. Just getting things sorted out here. All right, let's see if I can catch up on some of these comments. But let me call some wrestling for a second, and then we'll come back to the comment. So Sheamus is in there right now with Sikoa. The bell has rung. It is official. I'll start my timer there. And the Brawling Brutes are on the outside in Sheamus' corner, and obviously Sami Zayn and the Usos, or the honorary Us and the Usos, are on the outside in Solo Sikoa's corner. This should be a great physical matchup, to be honest. Sheamus a little bigger of the two. I don't know if he's the stronger of the two, but he's definitely the bigger of the two. He's a little oosy. All right, yeah, they're just going fisticuffs right in the center of the ring. Back and forth, back and forth. There's a big one from... Oh, there's a chop. Sheamus, I don't know what the hell that was. It was like an uppercut slap. Did nothing. Anyways, hey, Travis and Daphne from Smackdown. That's Walter. And then Sophie says, hi, I won't be in here much tonight since I'm watching wrestling with my mom for the first time in a while. Well, that's great, Sophie. I'm glad that your mom's watching. And then Walter says, Sheamus for the win. And then Chris Akane says, hey, Travis and D. And then my Astros just need 2 more wins to go to the World Series. Yes, Chris. I was cheering for them last night. I actually watched the end of that game. I was watching the football game, and then I was like, hey, there's baseball on. I kind of forgot about it. Turned it there, and Bregman had just hit a home run, and they went ahead. So that was awesome. Also, hype, because I got 2 packs of Prism baseball cards and the Prism WWE cards. I didn't even know they had WWE cards. That's sick. I need to write that down and buy some. Writing it down right now. Anyway, Sheamus just took Sikoa down there in the corner, and then Ravi says bloodline, and then Walter says Omos versus Braun. I pick Braun for the win. It's just a face-to-face tonight, but yes, they will be wrestling in 15 days. Hansa Terrell, good to see you in there. He says hi there, and I said, what's up? And he said, what's up? So we both saying, what's up? What's up? And then Ravi says, is SmackDown going to be heavy tonight? And I would probably say yes. And then Walter says, yes, watching New York Yankees, MLB, and Phillies. Yeah, I was watching the Phillies game, and Kyle Schwarber just hit a home run. And then Bryce Harper was up when wrestling started, so I hurried and flipped over. That's what I was doing. And then Chris said he got a cool Jey Uso Prism card, which is sick. Yeah, that's why I need to look into that, because it wouldn't be hard, you wouldn't think, to get every wrestler, because there's not that many wrestlers. Not like baseball where there's, 1,000 baseball players or whatever. Whatever 30 times 26 is. And then football, even more than that. You might get some backups in football. Ooh, where are we at here? And then what's up? And then comes Sheamus win. Yeah, I think Sheamus should get the W here. He's the better wrestler of the two. I don't know how Triple H is going to play it out. They could also do some sort of a disqualification type thing. NXT Halloween Havoc is this Sunday, Walter. That is true. And then now we are at a commercial break. How is it going, Travis? I think Solo has been booked pretty well since joining the main roster. He only is fighting the big guys that you like. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I have no problem with how they're booking him so far. They haven't put him in any major title matches, which is good. And I know they like to do that straight out of NXT. Not a fan of that. I don't like when they book the new age talent or the newer talent with the championships on the line, and especially giving it to them like they did with Rhea and Bianca right when they first got up. I don't mind that Bianca's champion now, but when she first won it, I was like, no, we can't do that. It's too soon for them. You got to at least put in a year. Like now, if Rhea was put in a storyline and won the championship, I'd be perfectly fine with it. But they put the titles on those two women right out of the gate, and I just don't think you could do something like that. And then Robert Warney says, I'm off to work for now, wrestling time. I am off work for now. Well, thank you for joining us, Robert. I will have D in here in a few minutes, so the chat gets read a little bit quicker. But are you not allowed to show the actual show? That is from Cameron Bradford. No. Cameron, we're not allowed to, but I will tell you what is happening. I do try to keep you up to date with what's happening in the wrestling. And right now we're on a commercial break, and so I can read the chat a little bit quicker. Halloween Havoc tomorrow, Bay. And then can't wait to see Shotzi, sexy green-haired, milky Miami. Hopefully she'll show up tonight. And she could. She definitely could show up tonight. I'm not sure how they're... what storyline they're booking her in right now. And then Walter says, no, can't show copyright. And then copyright rules from Ayla. And then Solo, just a backup in the bloodline, says Robbie. Well, yeah. I mean, they all are, right? Because Roman is the A player. I figured they might put some sort of secondary title on Solo if they wanted to keep all the belts in the bloodline. I don't know if they're going that route. It doesn't look like they're going that route. But he could definitely get a number one contendership and wrestle. Because that's what I thought was going to happen last week. He was going to win and then go on, but they gave it to Rey Mysterio instead. because he filled in for Karrion Kross. And speaking of Karrion Kross, are we going to see anything that happened from that Karrion Kross fallout? Somebody said that I saw on the internet, it said something about, is Jeff Hardy coming back to WWE? Is that what they were hinting at with the car wreck? I thought that was pretty poor in taste. Wink, wink. Where are we at? Back at the bloodline. And then it stinks, Ayla. What stinks? Copyright rule stinks. Yes. You know, it's not hard to watch stuff live on TikTok. I don't know if TikTok's going to get cracked down on those people that just stream live and just show whatever they want, play whatever they want. But it really wouldn't be hard to just play this on a live stream on TikTok at the same time so you guys could watch the TikTok live stream of the actual show and then the commentary with us, because I would obviously have the volume down. But I don't know where I stand on that so far. So anyways, and then Blue Lantern says, happy Friday. And yes, happy Friday to you too. And then the real JVD says, hey, what's up? Where's Dee? She's right there. She's about 30 feet away from me. I can see her in her blue shirt. Actually, it looks like she might be walking this way. Nope. She took a left at Albuquerque. Took a right at Albuquerque. Then Cody and Roby. Then Chris Akane says, Cody and Roman, night 1, Mania. Cody wins the title. Night 2, Roman and The Rock. And Roman wins. Leaves WWE for Hollywood. There you go. I like the fantasy booking. Anyways, back to the wrestling. We've got Solo in there with Sheamus and Sikoa just basically beating the shit out of each other right now. A couple clotheslines into the corner. And there she is. What you got? Is that chicken? Did you get your rotis?
Yeah.
Old rotis. Sheamus has a big booger at his nose, like a huge big booger in his nose. Look at it. Look at it.
Ew. Ew. Why does he have snot coming up his
Oh,
nose?
it's a giant booger. Get rid of it, Sheamus.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
He's like, here, let me wipe this off of myself.
Well,
He
you
just
better
did.
wipe it off.
He
But
did, and then wiped it on himself.
Ugh.
He went like this, and then was like,
Oh.
Blech. Gross. Gross, guys.
Oh,
Looks like
God.
we have people in the chat.
Yeah, I've been chatting with a few of them.
Oh.
Bike Raider, I did not see in there. But hey, Bike Raider.
Oh. Something about Brock. Ayla's out there. Did you say hi to Ayla?
I did not say hi to Ayla yet.
Ayla's out there. Robbie says hi to Ayla. JVD's laughing. Robert Warning says, how's it going?
Roll call.
JVD says, hope we see Wyatt tonight. Bike Rider's all about Brock. Robbie
Did you guys
says,
see that they did the little and he came on the screen?
I did.
Right at the beginning. Well, of course you didn't. Right at the beginning, though, they did show the with the new Bray Wyatt, the one that debuted at Extreme Rules, the one with that mask on.
Yeah.
The one that interrupted him at the end of the show last time.
Oh, yeah.
Is that too far away for you?
No, it's okay.
Maybe I'm too far back.
It feels like it's way far away. But it's this whole thing's like way far away. There. That's better. Because
Yeah.
usually I can put my feet on all
I know,
this.
that's what I went to do. That's how I noticed. I'm like, well, maybe it's me.
No. Anyways, Robbie's like, Ayla, what are you streaming on TikTok? Blue says, can't imagine Roman losing on night 1, maybe night 2. And Moses Sanchez in the chat says, excellent. And
Excellent.
Excelente. Excelente. Ayla says, I don't stream on TikTok, so nothing. Walter's like, there's Daphne late. Yep, I am.
I thought about streaming some wrestling on TikTok. You know, the video game stuff. I've been watching, because I watch a lot of the lives on there. I don't stay for very long, but I do watch a lot of them. And there's a lot of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and other games that are older. And I'm like, well, why don't they had a WrestleMania game in the 80s for the Nintendo.
Okay.
I have a Nintendo.
Right.
Why not? But what I thought about doing, since I have so many game systems or access to game systems, is I could just play one from every game system.
That'd be funny. A wrestling game?
Yeah, like, obviously the earlier ones would be the earlier stuff, but I don't know if Sega had one, but I would assume they did. Play one on the Sega for, a few times and just play around with it. Or you could, whatever.
Right? Whatever.
Uh-oh. Thrust kick right there. Big knee. What is Sammy doing? Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jay super kicks him. That is Butch. And then Ridge goes over the top of the table. Now they're turning the table over on him. The Brawling Brutes are completely covered. So Sheamus is all by myself. Sheamus.
Had to wait for him.
Double clothesline. Took out both Usos. Sheamus might lose this with all that distraction.
Distractions.
So much distraction. Sami Zayn grabbing his leg right there. He can't get in.
He booted him.
Big kick. I don't feel like that they should have Sheamus lose this at all, no matter what. But it's over. Pushing the NXT guy over the main guy. Right there.
That's just weird. Anyways.
12:50. Almost 13-minute match. Now they're just going to beat up Sheamus with a chair. Try to break his arm. Sheamus is going to lose his arm, eh?
Walter was all yucky and no boogers in WWE. Robbie's like, they stopped the rotisserie counter at the supermarket I go to. I'm sorry, that sucks.
Some beach somewhere. Look at this. Broken arm. Guaranteed. Broken arm.
Oh, no.
Repeatedly.
It's get broken.
Smashing his arm.
They're smashing his arm. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's going to happen here. Oh, no. It was like, wow, Travis, you should have said hi to me first, even if I'm not here.
What?
Sophie says the day one event officially got canceled. I thought I saw somewhere that they were going to move day one to a different date.
Yeah, it's canceled, and it makes a lot of sense to cancel it. And I would like to see him skip some months. Look at that. Sammy had to stop Jay because he's in charge of Jay.
He's like, it's good. We're good. We don't need to beat it too much.
We're not trying to cripple the guy.
We're not trying to cripple the guy.
We want to show him a good time, not ruin his fucking life.
Right? Robbie's like, oh, Ayla, what show were you watching on TikTok? Walter's like, the new Bray Wyatt gimmick is cool. Sophie says, poor Kevin Nash losing his son this week.
Oh, that's shit. I did not hear about that.
JD says, I wonder if Bray will ever bring the Fiend back. God, I hope not.
Was it unexpected, or was he sick?
Sophie, those questions are for you, for Kevin Nash's son, or somebody else if they have information, rather than
A message
just some
from
cryptic
Bray
message.
Wyatt next, huh?
Ooh.
Logan Paul going to be the next WWE
No.
Undisputed Champion?
No. JVD says, I wonder if Bray will ever bring back feedback. And Ela says, I don't know, I got through my FYP. Robbie's like, how are we, D? Travis Lad, you all right, my mates? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, doing fantastic.
Great. Ila's like, was I supposed to be watching something specific? And Robbie's like, were you? JVD says, I like Sonic for Sega. Me too. That's what I played on it.
I've
Walter.
never played it.
Sonic?
I played it like on a video game, like a arcade type system.
Oh, did you?
But I've never played it on the Sega
Actual system.
that it was made for.
Mm.
We always played sports. We always played hockey.
Oh.
Jeff?
My brother played it a little bit, but he played this airplane game on there a lot more, and he played Madden on it. So he played a football.
We're going to be playing that on it pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, says good. SmackDown, Sophie says, I could honestly see the Brawling Brutes dethrone the Usos for the tag championships whenever they do face off. Ava says, I was watching a court case, but on YouTube. And Chris says, you guys going to be live tomorrow? No.
No, we're not going to do Halloween Havoc.
We're not going to do Halloween Havoc for NXT, Chris.
We're going to be busy until like around 5 p.m. Eastern. I mean, hypothetically we could, but we're going to be so busy the whole day that...
I don't want to. I want a break. Robbie's like, Sheamus cleaning up. JVD says, and Mortal Kombat for Sega. Never played Mortal Kombat on Sega. Have played that one
on the
arcade
arcade
stuff.
games. Yeah, I have played on the Sega before. I'm pretty sure it was the Sega, unless they had it on a different system.
Maybe.
But it was the whole up, down, left, right,
Oh,
left, right,
that's funny.
to kill them, to rip out their spines.
Right. Sean is in the chat. Hey, Sean
Fatality.
says hi. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Chris says Solo wins with rock bottom. Yes. Walter says AEW Rampage tonight. Hey, Daphne. Good news on Wednesday. Won in bingo. Got Starbucks card. $5. Congratulations, Walter. That's fantastic. Good for you, bud. Sophie says WWE is going to have a UK be a yearly thing moving forward. I don't know if it's going to be on the same month every year, though.
Yeah, I seen something along those lines that they're going to do international shows. I figured they could pull it off, especially if they do it in London every year.
Right.
They could probably sell out some decent-sized stadiums there, because I don't know about all London. I mean, Ravi's in here, but I don't know about all London fans if they're going to pay that kind of money to go to those events, because those were expensive seats.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you forget?
They're expensive.
But yearly? So, your wrestling fans are going to go the first year, the second year, and then it becomes a yearly thing. It's like, are you going to put aside, $700 a year to go to that? Now, granted, there's millions of people that live there. So
I don't know if it was where it was held at. Maybe that's why it was so expensive, or what they ended up having to bid on it, and that's why it was so expensive. I just feel like it can't. If they're going to continuously do it, then it can't always be that expensive, right? A one-time thing, I could see it being expensive, right? Because they're like, we don't know if you're ever coming back. Blah, 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 we'll do it this, blah blah blah. And if they had a good turnout, even at that price, they're going to want a bigger turnout and probably do better. So why would they have the prices that high the next time?
yeah, well, they have to, because they have to make it worth their money to go there.
Well, it depends, again, on how much they bid for it, right? That kind of plays a part in it. But
if they have the government bid on it. But I would like to see them to go to, Dubai.
yeah.
Because Dubai would pay.
Yeah, it would. And they'd have a fun time with it there. And they're pretty neutral, I guess you could say.
Oh, they're
Dubai.
way good, yeah.
So they don't
you see the UFC
of,
stuff. They have the women walking around in their bikinis in between rounds.
Yeah.
They wear nothing.
Yeah, they're their own country or whatever, so they don't really have to go by the Saudi stuff. Ayla says I had to work the morning shift today, so I got off work at 11:30. Wow.
Boom.
Walter's like, Sheamus hurt. So it was like AEW Dynamite got 750,000 viewers this week. Not a surprise, but the time it was. Robbie says, nice and early. Ayla. And Chris says, yeah, Kevin Nash's son, rest in peace. Okay, so now we know that it was true, but what happened?
Was it like a car wreck, or was it a sickness? Suicide? What's up?
Right? Blue's like, Saudi Arabia turned on America. I hope the wrestlers are safe when they go.
They didn't turn on America. They turned on our president.
Yeah, there's a difference, guys. Ravi says, Logan Paul passed me my sick bucket, right? And Ravi, Ayla says, kind of, Ravi, I woke up at 6, went to work at 8:30, but I also had the kids with me, so it was extra. So it says NXT next pay-per-view is on December 10th, on the same day as that Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I won't be watching either one. Ravi says, decent, that's the mom life. JVD says, anyone ever own a Dreamcast?
I have one. Never played it.
I never owned one. My brother just had the regular Sega system.
They came out with systems so quick, Sega did. They had the Sega that lasted forever. That was their main system.
Right.
And then they hurried because they wanted to do the disc stuff, so they did a Sega CD, which was just CDs of the discs, of the cartridges that worked with the Sega.
Oh, okay.
Then they hurried, 2 years after that, they came out with the Sega Saturn. And then 2 years after that, they came out with the Dreamcast. I'm like, what?
That's funny.
Who does that?
People, like what? Sony and
Yeah, but
Xbox
they
do it now.
well,
What
they at
difference
least
does it
wait,
make?
a few years.
Not
They're
all the time.
At
but yeah.
first, what was it, 95 for the first one, and then 2002, or 2001, 2000 for the second one, so 5 years. And then the 3 came out in 2006 or something. It came out pretty quick after, but 6 years. And then the 4 was 12.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 5 was 20. So yeah, 8 years later. And Xbox has only come out with 4 systems, period, since 2001 or whatever, whenever they came out.
Back together. It wasn't apart. It was just tipped over, you weirdo. It looked like Rey Mysterio had a run-in with the Imperium group in the back earlier today. That was kind of crazy.
Old Emporium.
Bobby said that, JVD said that, and Robbie says, CD, I got you a couple new subscribers, lol. What?
What good deal.
Lies.
Hey,
It was like,
we are going to have Bray Wyatt talking.
okay.
So Bray Wyatt is officially here and talking.
Ayla says, I had a Game Boy Color. Cool. No,
And
it's
it
not.
died.
Walter's like, Bray Wyatt, I wonder what he's going to do. Talk to you. It was like, is that why you're being nice? Robbie's showing off. Judy's like, Ayla, I did too. And had the Pokemon games. He said revenge is a confession of pain. It's cool.
Here goes. He has problems. Is it with your weight? Oh. Went a different direction.
He's had a problem with anger.
He's like rapping to his music.
Right? I made him in too dark of a spot. I can't even hardly see him.
He's talking a lot.
He's talking about his pain, his anger. That's great.
He can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Cool.
It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day.
He knows what he's trying to do. It's not going to work. Ooh, he's confessing. Ooh, he's going to do horrible
He's
things.
going to do some bad shit.
Ooh, he's never going to feel sorry for it.
He's just a servant now. He goes where the circle takes him.
Whatever the fuck that means. That's just weird. Does he mean the...
Wouldn't that just make you go around and around?
Or does he mean like the squared circle?
That would be cool, but no.
Where the ring takes him? So funny. Stuff we want to know what a Dreamcast was. Or Chris says, well, NXT should call it next pay-per-view December to dismember
Level up.
like ECW's awful pay-per-view in 06. Sounds funny. Weird. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Our work's done here tonight, fellas.
Tonight just getting started, oos. Don't talk to Logan at all.
Right? Don't get involved, Sammy says, because, you know, what's his face said. I was like, if they go to London, I might consider, but depends on the price. No one is paying 200 pounds for wrestling. JVD
Right.
says a Dreamcast is an updated Sega system, and Ayla says I had the Pokemon game that came with it, and I had another game that I can't really remember, but it had Donald Duck. Haha, I loved it. I was like, Ayla, what are you talking about? I'm always nice. Balarab to Coors in the chat. Hey, Balarab
Balarab.
says hello, hello.
Good to see you in here. Thank you.
Ayla says sure. JVD says my Game Boy Color was purple, and what color was yours, Ayla? Sophie says, I meant that WWE is going to have a UK pay-per-view every year moving forward, and they are bringing King of the Ring back as pay-per-view next year along with Queen of the Tournament.
Did you see this? Where's this at? I want to read it because I like to write that stuff down. Did they give you dates and venues and shit too?
Right?
Because that's exciting.
Yeah, Sophie. Give us all the other information. I mean, you read that stuff, but where's the back specifics of that information?
And was it announced by Khan?
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah. Walter says, so Austin Theory was on NXT, might cash in. Robbie says WWE will go where they will get paid more. Ayla says Green, JVD, and Walter's like Gunther will hurt Ray in a match. Robbie's like Master System, Mega Drive, Mega CD, Dreamcast, and Saturn.
Yeah, that first one that he named was, I don't know, it only had like 13 games or something.
Master System?
The Master System. Oh, that's the Sega. Never mind. The Master System is the Sega, but in Europe.
Ah, yeah. Well, it's from Robbie, so it makes more sense.
Yes.
JVD's like, Ayla, nice. Blue says, I love the Dreamcast. So much fun for hours. And Chris says, oh, Ray midlife crisis.
The
Trying to
remote
stay
is
young and
ginormous for the Dreamcast.
I know they are, right? They're like the size of your head.
It's got like a screen in the middle of it.
Right. Walter's like, okay, here's Bray. Robbie's like, Ray getting his ass kicked. Ray will never, ever leave or retire. Sophie says NXT and AEW both didn't gain or lose viewers this week since NXT got 6,050 viewers. Vindicator's in the chat though. Hey, Vin.
Hey, Vin.
Says Delete that you and Travis are matching colors for the first time in a few weeks, huh? Finally getting back in sync with each other, LOL. No, Vindicator. He just happened to have his blue sweatshirt out and decided to wear it, I guess. He didn't want to wear his dirty green orange one. The thing's filthy.
I use it when I'm painting.
I know what you use it for. That's why I said it's filthy. It's just filthy. It's fine. He just uses it as a work shirt, so it's just kind of filthy. Sophie says AW and CM Punk are talking about a buyout of his contract, and Robbie says, is there a decline in wrestling views? Ayla says, I'm going to attempt those brownies tomorrow. I saw another recipe that said toast coconut and mix it with the caramel for the frosting, then drizzle chocolate over it, homemade caramel, but I don't know. Okay, Ayla, so that is that one. So if you read that recipe that I sent you, it says to toast the coconut and then make your brownies and let them cool. Then you make your coconut stuff and you make your caramel. And I'm not going to do homemade caramel, so I just get caramel squares and put the
What's
heavy whipping
homemade
cream in it.
caramel? What is that? Just
Homemade caramel
sugar
is
and
brown sugar and water and something else I can't remember. Anyways, you can make homemade caramel. For the caramel popcorn, that.
so caramel doesn't grow on trees.
No, it doesn't.
It's not a thing that occurs naturally. I didn't know.
Well, no, it's made out of other things that occur naturally.
Well, as is everything else.
Really?
Diesel fuel.
Oh, no. Really, Travis?
It occurs naturally.
Gasp. Anyways, beside Travis's point of weirdness, the reason why I did it the way I did is because they have you put it in the fridge and have it set for like hours. And I was like, I don't fucking want to do that. So I cooked the coconut stuff on top of the brownie stuff, and it turned out way better than if I would have made it separate and then put it on top of cold brownies and then cooled it, if that makes any sense. Because it like cooks it and kind of caramelizes the caramel, if that makes sense what it does, and kind of makes it kind of chewy. I would rather have it that way. But if you want to do it the way that you're talking, like, that's fine. But the way I did it was how I did it, and everybody loved them. And so I will probably do it that way again. When and if I make
Liv
it.
Morgan back on television.
Blue says I like Bray, but he is too over. I don't understand how people are saying it is one of the best returns of all time. Maybe people are thirsting for fun more than usual or something.
Yes.
I don't feel it was one of the best returns either. It was because of how he returned is why I don't feel it's one of the best.
Liv Morgan in her slow descent into darkness. She's going one-on-one with Sonya Deville, I think.
Wow. Ayla says if I can make caramel, I've never tried. I wouldn't. I would just get the caramel in the things, the squares, and then melt them down. Vindicator says Travis, was it sunshiny day up in the Great Northwest?
It was. It was a really nice day. It's not going to be anymore. It's kind of the last good day of the year, I think. But
Yep. Sophie says the Bloodline versus Brawley Brutes for War Games, maybe. Ayla says it was sunny both today, then chilly-ish, but it was nice. Robbie says make sure to sift the flour. JVD says I love Sammy. Robbie says bless you, D, but God already did. Oh, thanks, Robbie. Yes, thank you for at least acknowledging that I sneezed.
It is Sonya Deville.
JVD says it was nice by me today, sunny and 70. Vindicator says that's nice, Ayla. That means you are no longer dying inside. Ayla says, oh no, Robbie, I'll make box brownies. My homemade brownies never turn out. I can usually make anything work out in my favor, but not brownies. I have an arch nemesis too. Kunal Parmar is in the chat. Where are you from? We're in the United States, Kunal. Thanks for joining us tonight and watching this. We're in Idaho in the United States is where we're located at. Robbie says Logan making a packet. Chris says, I feel this is going to be like a new version of the Axel Mulligan character for Bray Wyatt. LOL, that was his old character in FCW. Ayla says, oh no, Van, nope, not even what that means. Sophie says, it is looking like we are going to kick Jey Uso out of the bloodline first. Robbie says, that's cheating. Ayla, Master System had Alex the Kid built in. That's weird. JVD says, Ayla, you like Rice Krispie treats? And Sophie says, remember the movie Twister? Robbie says, JVD, they are decent. Ayla says, nope, I just doctor the box mix. Butter instead of oil, milk or coffee instead of water, add some vanilla or something and other extract. So he says the same company that made Twister is going to make a sequel called Twisters.
Yeah, I saw that Twister's going to get remade
That's dumb
into
as fuck.
Twisters, like it's a sequel or whatever.
Hale's like, yes, I do like Rice Krispies, but I put coconut extract in them. Robbie's like, Ayla doing it the mom way. Sophie says, doesn't extract make you poop? Fuck. Chris says, oh, Travis looking like Big Papa Pump with sunglasses on. JB says, Ayla, that sounds good. It says, oh, I didn't read it all the way through. It's sugar and water. You boil it until it's thicker and add cream. Sophie says, can Travis do Steiner math, though? Ayla's like, on second thought, I do have a caramel bush in the backyard. It might be ready to harvest, right?
66 and a third.
66 and a third.
Steiner math.
Sophie says, Liv is going to be on Chucky. Robbie says, Liv Morgan, no one gets excited. Ayla says, Duluth makes really good Rice Krispies. Oh, I'll make it your way, Duluth. I'm going to Costco and Winco tomorrow. Oh, you don't have to make it my way. I was just saying that's how I made them. And I was glad I did it that way because I think it turned out better. I just don't think... The other way reminded me too much of German chocolate cake. And the frosting on German chocolate cake, and I didn't want that. Does that make sense? I didn't want that specific texture. So, anyways.
Come on, Sonya.
I'll stop.
Get her done. Huh?
I said I'm going to stop talking.
Oh, yeah?
So you can call the match that's happening.
Sonya Deville in there with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is dressed like that girl from the DC Comics.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. I should remember that since I have a Harley. That drove it today.
The only reason why I know anything about it is because my colleague and I were talking about Margot Robbie today.
Oh, what about her?
We were talking about Quentin Tarantino's fetish with feet.
Is she in one of his movies?
She's in the Hollywood one that he did, I guess.
Okay.
The very last one that he's done.
Right.
With Brad Pitt and
okay.
Matt Damon.
I don't think we watched that
We
one.
haven't seen it yet.
Liv Morgan,
Anyways.
look at those right hands. Those are like overhand right slaps. Like a windmill style. Liv with a big boot to the side of the head. Sonya moves. Liv spills to the outside. She gets kicked right down to the floor. Liv Morgan spilled out to the floor. Liv's thinking it's funny.
We were talking about it because we were talking about his fetish with feet. And I said, oh, yeah. I was like, that's right. I go, because Uma Thurman shows her feet in Kill Bill a lot. And she shows her feet a lot in Pulp Fiction. Like, in both those movies that she's in for him, she shows her feet. Only women, by the way.
Do you remember...
And Selma Hayek in... From Dusk Till Dawn.
Right, but I don't feel like that's a foot fetish, but that's funny. But maybe it is, I don't know.
It's
but
just his foot
if you
thing.
remember on that one, they're talking about what happened to the one guy. Mm-hmm. He got thrown out of a window or whatever for giving his wife a foot massage.
Yep. Yeah. They were talking about that, and then when they go dancing, she dances without shoes on.
Right.
And everything. So yeah, it's just funny. We were talking about Quentin Tarantino and his movies, his 10 movies that he wants to do. We were talking about how he wanted to do a Star Trek type movie, but they won't give him like the A-OK to do like something like Star Trek. And he's never done like a space movie. And we were talking about all the movies he has done, counting the ones that he's written, but he didn't direct, that he doesn't count as his 10 that he is going down in history for. And how they all play out in like what genre, like how you would look at them.
Right.
Like Django Unchained is like a Western. The Hateful Eight's like a Western. And then you have like Pulp Fiction, which is kind of like a mobster movie.
Right.
And so is Reservoir Dogs. It's kind of like a mobster kind of movie. But Kill Bill's like a martial arts movie. That kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's what.
What's that weird one that he did that you wouldn't think it was him? It's like a love movie or something.
True Romance?
Is that what it is?
Is that the one I made you watch?
Yeah,
It has Christian Slater?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's True Romance. He didn't direct or anything, but he wrote the
Oh.
story for it. So he wrote all the story for it and everything, and then somebody else, he gave it to Robert Rodriguez or whoever to direct it, but he wrote it. But he doesn't count that as his 10. He has to have written it and directed it. Anyways. Pinha Shanowski in the chat says, Buenas noche. Are you saying Buenas noche? Chris says, Big Daddy Sonya has been on NXT as well this week. Yes, she was. Sophie says, what is Winco? Never heard of it. Vindicator's like, I'm worried about the possible Liv dark character change. She is better as a babyface. People didn't like role she had in the Riot Squad. And Robbie says, Liv has been on most things. Use your imagination. Sophie says the 23 pay-per-view schedule should be very interesting with the WWE under new management. Ernest Bell is in the chat.
Hey, Ernest.
Says no, hi back. Hi, Ernest. JVD says, Ayla, send me some when you make them. Sophie says, January will mark 30 years of Raw and the WWE has big plans for it. Ayla's like, I don't trust myself to make caramel. Maybe one day. It's not as bad as you think. Chris has feet, baby. Robbie's like, Ayla, do you experiment a lot in the kitchen? And Sophie says, it's okay. Not that many channels are covering the NXT pay-per-view tomorrow, only a few. Ernest Bell says, who won? The president is stuck on TV in Illinois. No wrestling is on.
Haha. Right now, we've got Liv Morgan in there with Sonya Deville, and the match right before that was Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa, and Sikoa did beat Sheamus, and then they broke Sheamus's arm.
Yep. Hayden Ism is in the chat. Hayden says Bray Wyatt promo is so good.
Yeah,
Sophie
he's getting good.
Sophie says, I'm watching SmackDown by myself as per usual, but in the living room with my mom sleeping.
Oh.
Ayla says, I usually just
Well,
follow recipes
two.
and sometimes I'll change things.
Sonya almost had her right there.
Sophie says Gordon Ramsay would roast Ayla's cooking. JVD says, I want to make Cinnamon Toast Crunch treats.
And who wouldn't?
Are you making them with Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal? If you do, it's easy.
You think? Just put some marshmallow in there and be done.
Just like if you were making Rice Krispie treats.
I would just eat them straight out of the box. Maybe make it even easier. This shit's good.
Yeah.
Sonya doing the it kicks. Right to the chest. Oh, she wants some more. Big boot. Pin her, would you? Ask and you shall
Is that
receive.
how it works, right? What's his face out there?
Asking and receiving.
Yeah, what's his name?
Uh,
Barrett.
Bad news.
Wade Barrett. So this says maybe Sophie, I'm a 5-star chef. Couldn't imagine what he'd say about you though. So he's like, I'm more of an eater than a cook. Yeah, it's like, I never claimed to be a chef. I'm a hobby baker. Dessert, not dinner. Sophie says, who would have thought that Raw could have lasted a lot more than a TV series that debuted in the same year of 1993?
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they did last. They used to have a shit ton of fans, though. They've actually lost so many fans. I think they've lost more than double.
Yeah, at least. Robbie's like, rude, Sophie, and Sophie's like, I think the Simpsons have been around longer than Raw.
Yes.
And that's it. Robbie says, did you like SmackDown when it was on Thursday? And Sophie says, I'm more of a picky eater.
I don't remember it being on Thursday, but I wouldn't mind if they switched days. Oh, draw. We got a draw.
Out, huh? Walter was hoping Liv Morgan would win. Weird. Luke's in the chat. Hey, Luke. He says, hi, all just here saying hi. Hi, hun.
Hello.
Hope everything at home's going well.
Liv just tied. She just got a double count out with Sonya Deville.
Now she's going to beat her with a chair.
But now she's going hardcore Holly here.
It was like, I can tell Sophie. Sophie's like, Solo won. Robbie's like, when did Kathy Kelly come back? JBD says, Ayla, did you get that Edge poster yet? It was like, hi, Luke. Bye, Luke. Hope everything is well for you and Jade. Luke says, Kathy never left. Was just dealing with family stuff. Ayla's like, poster. Walter's like, okay, at 9:20, I'm going my time. Be here Monday at Raw. For Raw, but I'm still in the chat. JBD says, yeah, I'm using the cereal. Yeah, Edge, your fave wrestler. Looks like she is home, but on bed rest. Me and our awesome and crazy neighbors are helping me take care of stuff. Fantastic, my friend. Good to hear. Hope everything's stays going well for her. Keep her stress-free. Ernest says, Ernest will stuck. The president will be stuck till Wednesday. Sorry, I should have. Poor guy.
Who is that?
The president will be stuck till Wednesday.
Stuck where?
On his TV in Illinois.
Oh.
Robbie says Edge holding on. D loves him. Sophie says I didn't expect that low of a number for AW, and Walter says count out, nobody wins. Ayla's like, although my street tacos are pretty good, so Walter's like, cheers from Liv. Sophie's like, is the games before the World Series over yet? No.
No, that we just started the NLCS and the ALCS.
You're not a game on tonight?
Watching it.
Oh. When do I go to?
Because you're watching wrestling.
Oh!
Oh! Backdrop right down onto the steel chairs.
I want to watch baseball.
We have to call a show.
I don't want to call the show. Nobody cares about her.
Kyle Schwarber hit a home run earlier, and now it's 1-0. And we're in the fourth inning. We're in the top of the fourth. What you need?
So Padres and the Phillies?
Yeah. That's the NLCS. The winner of this goes to the World Series. Oh! That's a costly error right there.
Ouch, dude.
Second baseman for the Phillies just cost a run.
Damn. Ouch.
That would have been a double play, and it would have been over. He just gave him a run, and now they have runners at second and third, or just first and third. Liv Morgan should just take a seat in the back.
Why wasn't he watching the ball?
Because he's trying to turn it.
Watching the ball.
Well, you have to turn it, see? Oh, he watched it into his glove. He looked away at the last second.
Who is that guy? He looks familiar. Is that somebody's kid?
I don't know who their second baseman is.
Oh.
Somebody's kid. That might be their shortstop, to be honest. They might have just had a weird shift on. He came from the second base area. His name's Seager. So, yeah, that's her shortstop. Oh, my God. He's a gold glove shortstop.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse than he was so bad. Oh, that is
That's a guaranteed out.
That's a very costly mistake that he just did.
1,000 more times he wouldn't do that mistake.
Oh, man. I bet he is like...
Yeah, he played for Milwaukee forever, and he was the stud.
That's funny. Let's see. Walter died.
Seguro.
Oh, Robbie says, D, is the chicken just plain, or did it have any seasonings on it? The seasonings on the skin were very, like, not a lot. I just didn't put anything else on it. It tastes fine the way it is. It's plain, but it's fine with me. Ayla says, remind me who Edge is. Sophie says, it's weird when you watch TV from somewhere else. They give you different commercials than what you usually see.
Right.
Walter's like, Liv is hardcore. Yeah, she is, Walter.
The new Jeff Hardy.
Ayla's like, I only remember one guy, Brock, with that contagious smile. JVD says, Ayla, he was the one with the greasy hair. Robbie's like, Ayla asked D, she likes him. Ayla's like, oh, gross. And Walter's like, Sonya has a hurt back. Oh, no.
My back.
JVD's laughing, and I was like, I don't watch basketball, but do any of you?
I try to watch some of it here and there.
Nicola does. He watches it a lot.
I've yet to watch it this year, but it's early in the season. We're in the first week.
And he wasn't going to be here tonight because he had people coming into town.
Yeah.
He's having a good time.
Gay time.
Sophie says, it's no use to turn a non-wrestling fan into a wrestling fan again for the first time. Walter says, Liv is the new Sister Abigail. Chris says, Liv's new characters kind of reminded me of Chelsea Green in TNA, where she was called Laurel Van Ness. She was basically a drunk bride, smeared, and would always be crazy. Ayla says, Sophie, it's never too late to get an interest for something. Anyone can become a fan if they want to. Robbie says, what's the deal with Bray? Sophie says, LA Knight almost got released, and he would have been released if Vince was still in charge.
Probably.
Robbie says, Ayla, you a fan of many things. Walter says, Omos and Strowman face-to-face break the ring. Chris says, LA Knight, baby. Robbie says, D, did you have curry yet? I have not. Haven't had time, Robbie. Sophie says, my mom still thinks we are in the year 2002 because she brought up Rock Austin, Triple H, and Cena one night out of nowhere. Ernest Bell says, I'm a fan of Idaho University volleyball. Cool.
Nothing wrong with that, team. The Vandals.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They're good. Robbie says, has Sonya lost some Terry? I don't know. JVD says, Robbie, what's Terry? Robbie's like, JVD, it's weight. Sophie says, I thought Idaho didn't have any sports teams for real sports.
We don't. We do have the Cubs A team.
Is it the Cubs?
Yeah. Well, we
Is
have
that who they're for?
in Boise.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
That's
the
their
other
A
one.
team. For the Kansas City Royals, we have their rookie team.
That's what it is, rookie team. That's what it is.
And so, but Boise is further away than Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City has the Jazz, and it has the Anaheim Angels AAA team. So when somebody's doing a rehab assignment or something like Mike Trout or Ohtani or something, you can go down there and watch the games and watch pros like professionals.
JB says, Robbie, okay. And Anna says, we don't, Sophie, unless you count potatoes throwing. JB is a little laughing. And Sophie's like, last time my mom watched wrestling with me every week was, I think, 12 or 11 years ago. Ayla says, if you can toss a potato the farthest, you win some corn. And JBD's like, it's corn. And it's like, but you can trade the corn for some more
Oh, there's
potatoes.
Sarah Logan.
Sophie says, oh, right, Idaho is the home of corn. Sophie says, that's Sarah Logan. She is back this time with the Viking Raiders.
Looks like it. It does look that way. Old Sarah Logue. Valhalla waits. Basically meaning she's going to die. Oh, it's Braun Strowman and Moss! Woo! I bet
Those ladies in the middle there looked real excited. They look about as excited as me. They're just sitting there like this. The people around them are like, ah! They're just sitting there like, It's like, Idaho's home of children of the corn. I bet.
Yeah, there is a lot of weird little blonde kids running around.
Not surprising.
Malachi.
Freaking Idaho. It's weird. Creepy.
It's Malachi.
That's right. His name is Malachi, and that isn't it? I forgot about that. Robbie says, why does WWE not do battle royals anymore?
They will. I feel like they only use battle royals just to get everybody involved. I kind of like that the pay-per-views, if they do decide to do it moving forward, are important.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a whole bunch of just riff-raff on there. Like, you have to earn your shot. Somebody's going to have to take it away from Liv, though. Somehow they keep her on TV week after week after week. Ron needs to take that shit out of his nose. It looks weird.
It looks kind of dumb with his nose, that's for sure. Ernest Bell says, Back to the Future, no wrestling. Sophie says, I'm still surprised WWE or AEW haven't done any TV or pay-per-view in Idaho. JVD says, great, here's the Jan Strowman.
I have his autograph. It's right there.
Robbie says, so my question, has Sonya lost some Terry?
Yeah.
I think she might have, but I didn't really look at her when she was out there.
A little in her butt, too, though. Don't lose it there. Here comes MVP and a Moss. MVP first, though? Or is Moss going to come up behind him? It's kind of hard to sneak when you're that giant. All ground shakes. I'm sure you've seen Jurassic Park. The water, the ripples. A monster of a man.
Monster Man.
Sign me. Their sign says, sign me.
What could that even mean?
Sign me.
They just want to sign?
Yeah, they want a contract with WWE.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's Omos.
Omos.
Not Amos, it's Omos.
Call him what you will. There's no rules. Don't restrict people. Omos.
You need to stay away from him. Is he going to put a whatchamacallit on him, a restraining order, so he can't come near him?
No.
No contact? Ayla says Malachi, oh my god, haha, I forgot his name. But he just gave me flashbacks. So he says this Braun versus Amos feud is only a one-off. Ravi says Sonya looking a bit too
There it is.
deep.
Crowd Jewel. It's official.
MVP, can he still wrestle?
No. I mean, he can, but...
He has here and there a little bit, but not a lot. It was like, oh, Moss. Yeah. Robbie's like, yeah, do you get man's name right? Well, he has a mess there, Robbie. Ernest says Amos, Bray, and Braun with Sasha Banks as the ref. Oh, gee.
He can tip over an ambulance.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
In a semi-truck. Here he comes. We're going to see a face-to-face.
The master showman and mouthpiece, blah.
Master puppets. He fears no monster. He's got custom-made suits.
I was like, oh, mess. Robbie's like, can Naomi not return?
I have no idea. Not really a fan anyways. Do you think that when he walks into a tailor shop, they just lick their lips like, oh my God. Like, we're going to need 6 more yards of fabric.
They're like, yay, we're going to spend money.
Because you know everything he has to get custom made.
Right.
That shit ain't coming off the shelf.
Coming off the rack. He ain't buying no Steve Harvey fucking
Right.
shit.
Got my Steve Harvey suit for big and tall.
With his
He's
weird
as
peg
big
legs.
to Braun as Braun was to MVP. Braun's walking right up to him, though. Look, he's a whole head taller. This is like Hogan Andre back in the days.
Right.
Except for you couldn't pick Andre up.
Right.
Unless you were Hulk
It's
Hogan.
like, no, she's banned. Robbie's like, when's Lacey on? I don't know.
Oh, shit! Braun just got tossed right out to the floor with one shove.
I haven't seen her for a while, so I don't know where she is.
Who knows? Maybe they're remaking her character So she's not a whiny baby face. Okay, big boy. Finally got a challenge, he said. You're going to find out real quick. What? Jesus. Has he been exposed like he showed his butt?
Exposed to what?
His weakness? A bigger monster than him?
Has he been exposed
Come on, Michael
to the
Cole.
box?
Use your cranium. So Sheamus hurt his shoulder. Sheamus is at the hospital. Because of the car wreck. We were talking about this earlier. It's Jeff Hardy's return. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Who was it that he ran over? Sheamus?
I think so, yeah.
Wasn't it Sheamus that
Yeah.
he ran over? And then Sheamus was like,
But it really
you
wasn't.
have a problem. But it wasn't Jeff that ran him over?
Right. Oh, Kayla. There he is, Drew Mack. Push me past the wrecking point. I didn't have any more points to push, and he pushed them all at the same time.
Pushed everything. Mm. Ooh, severe consequences.
So many consequences that are
So
severe.
many consequences. Robbie says, cheers, Ayla, that's good. Ayla's like, yeah. Robbie says they defo seen dollar signs in their eyes when he walks into the store. Robbie says, D used to be a whining baby face. That's hilarious, Robbie. It was like George's parents went to Arizona until Tuesday. It's nice. Did they take their dog with them?
The puppy. Steel cage match, huh? Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, steel cage. There's Logan.
Nice.
Oh. Bailey and the Riff Raft.
JVD is like, Ayla, how's your house coming along? And Robbie says, hello, no more eating your mom-in-law's cooking. Ayla says, just have the bathroom, some of the kitchen, and a window. We can move in soonish. JVD says, Ayla, that's good to hear. And Ayla says, bathroom is almost done. We just need to buy the toilet and sink in. And JVD says, Travis has a spot on impression of Drew. Ayla says, no, I have the dog. Oh, yeah. They got a dog and then went on a trip. Yeah, that's
How
weird.
old is the dog?
It's just a puppy.
That doesn't answer my question. That's
They got it from
a dog under 1 can be a
Keys,
puppy.
so it's probably
Has it had all of
12
its
to 14
shots?
weeks or whatever.
Is it parvo protected? Did you just say 12 weeks? Is that old enough? 12 weeks?
Yeah, you usually get them at 8.
That's right.
And usually when they're at the McKee's place, they're usually like 12 to 14 weeks, depending.
Bailey and the Riff Raft. I think this is just the Riff Raft.
Vindicator says, big guys.
There's Shotzi.
Travis would definitely book that as a main event.
Of course.
Not these type of big guys.
Yeah, they're a little too big.
They're bungling idiots.
Shotzi and Rackrod.
It was like, we bought the toilet. I meant the sink. We need to install it. Oh, okay. What? I'm like, what? Ayla says, it's like 8 to 10 weeks. I don't think so. Yeah, it probably doesn't have all of her shots yet. She has to be at least 14 weeks before she has
Yeah.
enough parvo boosters to be safe enough to go to other places.
Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible disease. Oh, Rackrod, do you think they can win the titles tonight?
I don't know what you've ever done to upset Bailey. She's a ray of sunshine around me. He's telling that to Michael Cole.
Right.
She just hates Michael Cole.
There's a sign in the back that says Bailey Ding Dong.
She has a Ayla says, I don't think so. JVD says, nice. What kind of dog? Ayla. Robbie says, will Drew be any better than he is right now?
No, he's in his prime. He's doing the best he can. He's a very vanilla champion, so unless they turn him into an uber heel after they're done with the whole bloodline thing.
Yeah. Sophie says this isn't a bad SmackDown. Ayla says she's tiny. I think they said she was born August 20th. Can't remember. JVD says rack rod.
Oh, Rackrod.
Sophie says the Crown Jewel card seems alright on paper with them adding 2 matches to the card tonight.
Did they?
Ayla telling JVD it's a blue healer mixed with border collie.
The hell's my notebook?
Robbie says oh Cole is a nerd. Where's what?
My notebook. I usually keep
Oh, a little
all
notebook.
the matches written down. I had all the matches I thought were going to happen. There it is. So this is what I wrote down last week. Brock and Lashley, Omos and Braun, Roman and Logan, Judgment Day and the OC, Miz and Dexter. But now we've got Kross,
And Drew?
Drew.
Robbie's like, oh, Cole is a nerd. Sophie says Austin Theory is now teasing a cash on the NXT Championship. That is something new and a twist to that concept. JVD says Cole is a nerd. Robbie says that dog needs constant stimulation. Why did they change the commentary team? Pat McAfee is
McAfee's
out.
doing college football until January.
Yeah, he's busy. He's a busy man doing other things. And they're just working with his schedule and just put Wade Barrett there.
Because they got some bad news. Do you need to charge your watch? I do. I need to charge mine. I keep forgetting. I don't have enough time to charge it, but...
Monday, probably.
Two outs, runner on second and third, Phillies. And now the guy that just committed that shortstop error is up to bat.
JVD says you should make a TikTok with the dog, Ayla. And Ayla says, yeah, not from me. Jordan and the kids can play with her. Too much energy for me. When she's tired, I'll let her lay with me. That's when they're the funnest, is when they're all cuddly. Sophie says Peacock and WWE have had a cartoon with Steve Austin or something that has been in development for the past 2 years. It was like, her name is Rachel. It's just too funny. Robbie's like, the commentary on AEW doesn't seem to work. JVD says, I hate Taco Bell. Sophie says, we get it, Ayla isn't a dog person. Robbie's like, that's a strange name for a dog. Is it? Is it though? Isn't that strange?
Rachel. It's long.
Mm-hmm.
Might be hard for it to learn.
Call her Rack. Rack for short.
It's not Raquel.
Could still work.
Oh, Rackrod.
All our dogs had nicknames.
Shotzi. Like in the old days, this match would have been fun to watch because, you know, it only lasts about 5 minutes. But this could last 15 freaking minutes. So I'm kind of dreading it. Io just got picked up by her face. And then rolls up Rack Rod. And then stomps right on her baby maker. Oh, Rack Rod didn't know she was coming. Oh. Dakota almost had her right there. I don't know exactly what the fuck Riff Raft is doing here, but it's weird wrestling. Don't do fancy stuff. Oh, neck breaker by Shotzi. Botch a lot. 2.
They used to be best friends. Dakota Kai and Raquel.
I feel like once Shotzi becomes a decent wrestler, she has no limits. She's exotically pretty. And she's got like a good aura around her. Mm-hmm. Like it surrounds her. Like her character's really great.
Right.
But her wrestling is arguably worse than Liv's. And her promo skills are right on par with Liv's. But Liv lowered the bar, so she could be champion right now, I guess.
True that.
I think she's a little bit more dangerous than Liv, because Liv is smaller, where she's a little bit bigger broad. So if she hit somebody, she could hurt them a little bit more. Like with her body. Landed on them wrong. Like we could see right here. Shotzi going on right off Rack Rod. Okay. Cross body.
So he's like, I had Cracker Barrel for dinner tonight. Did you go out to eat? Did you actually like go there?
Or did they deliver it?
Robbie says, yes, who names their dog Rachel? And where did Lance Storm go?
Lance Storm? Are you serious? Lance Storm wrestled in like the 90s. He was a Canadian, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. I personally have no idea who he's talking about.
Shotzi, the missile drop kick. 2 new champions? No.
Sophie says, I read reports that the reason they canceled day 1 because it was going up against one of the last NFL games of the season. JPD says, I'm going to name my next dog Chandler.
Right.
Chris says, sexy Shotzi tomorrow. Sophie says, Amazon Prime next year is going to have a Black Friday football game for the first time ever.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Move. Sophie says, Logan Paul in the main event segment makes sense. And Chris says her promo is awful, but Shotzi got the looks, so it balances out.
I think so. She really does.
She just needs to work on her wrestling moves, and she'll be all right.
Or if she could just pull a promo, like a good one. A little elbow drop. Bailey's showing some cleavage. And nobody's complaining. Except for maybe some Christian groups. That's how you do it. Shotzi gets nailed with a drop kick. Dude, he got on first base and then got picked off.
What?
Same guy.
Oh, God.
He did get 2 RBIs, though.
Oh, that's good.
But then he got on base and got picked off. He's the guy that made the error. So he's given up a run and scored 2.
That's funny.
Hello, Black Adam. You have my attention.
Ella says, K. Rachel isn't that weird. I named my grandma's male cat Karen. But I was like, Shotzi Defo has fun in the locker room. Gross. So it was like, how often do you keep track of how many subscribers you get like most YouTube channels do?
I don't even know how to do that. I thought about adding a notification every time somebody subscribed. so we would see it, like it would pop, like we'd hear it. Have not done that yet. I need to figure it out. There's a couple different sites you can use to integrate it. I just have to figure out how to do it.
That's why I'm missing this stuff or something. Yeah.
Why are you missing everything?
It wasn't on live chat. It was on top chat.
Ew. Oh shit! And then he made an error.
Chris.
Look at this. Like they can't catch
Control.
balls.
I missed that one. What is wrong with them? Are they broken?
Look, it's like a perfect.
What the? Are they
That's
broken
fair.
tonight? Huh, that's weird. As Chris said earlier, cunt control. Thanks.
Ew.
See, I missed that one. I didn't get to say it. It says, yes, Karen is his name before the whole Karen thing happened. Turns out it fits his personality because if he was a person, he'd definitely call a manager. Robbie says, is Lance Storm still alive? I don't know. Ask Sophie. So he's like,
No
Rachel
idea.
isn't a weird name. But is it weird for a dog? Ah, Robbie's like, should have named the dog Ayla. Cross stand by. And Jose Posas in the chat. Hey, Jose.
Jose.
Nice to see you. I know you're talking about Shotzi and Raquel.
Yes, we are. Rack Rod and Shotzi.
Much Kalina. I don't remember what that word means.
Did you see in your phone, in your text messages, that it has a translator?
No.
Yeah, go to your, like you're going to send a text to me or something.
Okay.
And then go to that, or no, that. It's somewhere in here.
I don't have one. Files, locations, contacts, schedule.
I'll find it on mine. I was like, holy crap, I could just send you everything in Spanish.
God damn. No, don't do that.
I have to remember how to find it. Da-da-da. Can't remember how to do it. I think it's in there. Rack Rod going nuts in that ring. Taking everybody out. Samoan drop. Or, I mean, a fall away slam. 2 fall away slams. She's giving them to everybody.
Oh.
There it is.
You have to type it in a different language and then click translate.
So click on this. Do you see your 3 dots? It's probably right over there on the right.
That one?
It says translate. So watch mine for a second so you can see. Now I can text in any language to any language. So I text in English, but then it'll go in literally any language.
Damage control didn't quite get what they wanted. Sorry.
So starting from nowhere, you click there, and then it's the 3 dots on top of the keyboard.
That? I
Yeah,
don't
there.
have anything in there.
You don't have it to translate?
No, there's nothing in there.
Mine's cooler than yours? That makes no sense. Oh, big clothesline! But I feel like that's a very, very neat thing to have because then I can chat with people in different languages. Because I can just cut theirs and put it in mine and it'll translate it for me. And then I can go the other route too. Oh! Dakota just saved the riffraff. I can't think of her name. Sky. I feel like Rackrod did that through Shotzi, or not through Shotzi, but through Dakota into Shotzi. Almost on accident, but kind of on purpose.
So mine was that.
Oh, you did find it?
Yeah, I clicked on that and then it took me to a thing and then you could do translate.
There you go. Sweet.
So,
Isn't that kind of neat?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
EO's going up top.
I should have a search on the languages so you can like.
Riff Raff Jess Pinder.
Ooh, Shotzi got the pin. Ooh, ouch.
10 minutes, 12 seconds. I'm just going to call him Riff Raft.
Walter's like, okay, bye guys. Bye.
There's a lot of people dressed up. It must be Halloween season. What are you guessing?
I think it might be Halloween season.
A lot of wrestlers in the crowd.
Something like
Oh, yeah. Can't do it deep enough that I want to do it because it'll make me cough, and I'll cough like I have that one.
gross. Why are you coughing so much?
Because I would get too deep in my voice and it would get all gravelly.
No, why are you coughing?
I just told you. Once it gets gravelly, then I'll start coughing. Because it tickles. Bailey and the Riff Raft. It's a great band. Don't mind Dakota, so I should call her Bailey, Dakota, and the Riff Raft. Because that other girl is terrible. I've now watched her enough weeks in a row that I can make an educated decision on her. She just did a moonsault off the top rope and hit her with her arms. She's supposed to land her body on her. Maybe got her arms. Hey, there's the world champion. Ronda Rousey. She doesn't want to be called women's world champion. She just wants to be the world champion.
Ah. Yes, Jose. He's saying that Shotzi and Raquel should be promoted more because they have a lot of quality.
Yeah. See? It's pretty cool. I don't know. There's probably a way better app for that. But. Oh, it's her eye makeup. I'm like, why does her eye look like it has like a red dot in it? It's when she blinks.
Anyways, Sophie says, with movies nowadays, you rarely know what streaming service will get whatever movie that have been theaters for a month or two. It looks like it's definitely an odd dog name. I love it. Haha, human names for pets is awesome. And something like Ayla's a weird name. And JBD says, I agree, Ayla. And Robbie says, yes, very odd for a dog. Walter's like, okay, bye guys, see you on Monday for Raw. Bye, Walter, have a great weekend. And then Sophie says Netflix sometimes get movies after it hits theaters for a while. Robbie says Shotzi, is she Filipino? Yes.
Yeah, she is.
Part Filipino, yes. Sophie says, does anyone use Hulu for anything? I know someone that canceled it. Robbie says Nakamura needs to return.
Speaking of canceling Hulu, I think we need to here pretty soon. I think we got it for Black Friday.
We did.
That needs to be.
Robbie says...
We didn't use it once.
I actually did try to use it. I was trying to watch something, and I told you what it did. Like, so it has advertisements in it, and it had a... I don't know if they were actually had a thing or if they were just pretending.
What the fuck is this? Oh. Did it say
Howdy?
Howdy? Is that what it was?
I guess so. Howdy. Anyways, but it, like, how they did the advertisements were really weird. So, like, the first part of the whole show, like, for a while, you didn't have one. And then they'd have one, and it was, like, 7 minutes long. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I get it that you want to put advertisements in your shit, but don't put it in the end of the fucking show.
March 7th. World
for
Baseball
that long.
Classic.
That's just dumb. Were they really showing an actual QR code, guys, that needed to be anything done with? Or was it more like, oh, hey, here's a QR code. It's because it's part of his stuff. Let's see, JB says about these birthday cake Rice Krispie trees from the store. They are decent. Sophie says Netflix did gain a lot of subscribers, which I find somewhat surprising for some reason. Sophie says, when do people start buying Halloween candy before Halloween comes? Ravi says, what other meats do they sell at the rotisserie? Ravi, it's actually Costco, and you know what Costco is because they have them over in the UK. And so they actually have drumsticks that they're doing now, and pork ribs that they have back there too, but that's it at my Costco. So it says, Dee doesn't seem focused tonight like she normally is for some reason. Indicator says it's not John Moxley impressive. But I did see blood tonight from the mouth of Miss Sky. JVD says, what's the worst Halloween candy in your opinion? I don't know, what is the worst Halloween candy? What was like the worst Halloween candy you could get when you were a kid? I'm trying to think which ones I was like, ew, gross.
Well, I didn't like fruit. Like apples. We got apples a lot when we were kids.
True.
Okay, Halloween candy that was bad. Smarties. Because I don't like powder sugar stuff.
Yeah.
Jolly Ranchers. Never really big fan of those. Gay Farmers, whatever. I think all candy bars are decent. Right? Like they're basically eatable, any candy bar.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be a sugary type. There's some that are like very sticky. It feels like it's going to just pull your teeth apart.
True.
But it's still good. If you just leave it in your mouth, it'll disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't say what the worst Halloween candy in my opinion is. Like,
What's the best Halloween candy?
what's the best Halloween candy? What do you consider the best Halloween candy? Jeez.
Probably a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah. Vinegar says, Travis, who wins a hypothetical match between the despised Britt Baker and equally despised Ronda Rousey?
Depends on the company, but I would say that it would probably be Baker,
Yeah.
especially if they brought her in now and they started building her up, because she's going to be a top person in WWE.
So it's like, is this setting up a Charlotte return as a face? I don't think that Charlotte can be a face.
I feel like Charlotte needs to go to Raw and wrestle Bianca and beat Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely.
But Becky needs to come back as the man
Yes.
and
Majorly.
beat Ronda at WrestleMania. That's the two matches that need to happen.
Robbie says, Dakota is a decent wrestler. She holds her own, but Io Sky is just backup dancer. Vindicator's like, QR code? Not really. Hey, the Phantasma people. Sophie says, that was weird. And Sophie also says, I thought we were done with the QR codes after Bray's return. I didn't really see if it was like a full-on QR code, though, guys.
We're definitely not done with the QR codes. They're going to keep them coming.
JVD says, Uncle Howdy. Chris says, yes, they showed a QR code last week. Sophie says, I wonder who they got playing Uncle Howdy. Is it released talent or someone that hasn't been seen on TV for a while? Chris is like, Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper.
Look at Zelina.
She looks weird.
It's fine.
Like,
She looks like a Mayan princess.
the hair color doesn't complement her, like, skin tone right now. It looks creepy. I don't know if it's the way she did her makeup and the shadows and the lights, but her face looks
white,
flat.
like right here and here and here.
Yeah, but it looks flat because of however she did her makeup, and it's kind of bugging me. It's like, she is not pretty. She's pretty. She's not that pretty. Ugh,
Oh, meth, not even once.
So it's like, hopefully this Uncle Howdy character isn't a letdown whenever he gets revealed. Chris says, I think that will introduce Dutch and Vincent from ROH to join Wyndham Rotunda Wyatt 6. They will refer to Uncle Howdy like how Bray used to refer to Sister Abigail. JVD says, I think Snickers. I hate Snickers. Oh, man, JVD, why do you hate Snickers?
What was the name of that band again, that group?
Hit Row?
Hit Row.
Robbie's like, I don't think I could survive on the Travis diet. Sophie says, I wonder who Bo Dallas will play in the Wyatt 6 group. Chris says, also, I think Vincent and Dutch will also refer to Brody Lee as Uncle Harper because they will be like his nephews. Sophie says, doesn't AEW have the same type of group? Robbie says, Snickers back in the day were decent. Now all this reduced sugar crap and shrinking it down is just yay. Chris says, but I think Bianca will beat Charlotte only to build her up as the best because she can say she has pinned all 4 horsewomen.
I don't mind if she beats her by a fruit roll-up like in an early match so she can hurry and get that out of the way. But Charlotte needs to beat her for the championship.
Right.
And carry the company. Look at the women's championship on Raw. When was the last time it was defended? Pay-per-view, right? That last pay-per-view. Before that, when was it?
Was it even defended on the pay-per-view? I thought she had a match separate.
Was it a tag team match on the pay-per-view?
I thought she had a tag team match
Anyways,
on the pay-per-view.
that's what I'm getting at. They're treating her like Asuka when Asuka was champion. Everything's a tag team match. She's not having any really good matches. I thought she had a singles match at some point. Well, not too distant past, but anyways, it doesn't matter.
It was the night before.
It's terrible.
But maybe I was wrong. Like that week or something.
Right.
But it wasn't for the championship. I don't think so. Maybe it was. I don't remember. But yeah,
It was against Bayley, and she pinned Bayley whenever that was.
Yeah, I thought it was that Monday before the pay-per-view that weekend.
Emporium.
JBD says, I don't want Charlotte to beat Bianca. I want Sasha to come back and defeat Bianca. Good luck, buddy. Sophie says, we haven't seen the rest of the characters that they showed at the end of Extreme Rules. And Robbie says, Charlotte Square needs to put Esta in the figure 8 and never let go.
Oh, right.
Jose says, who is Uncle Howdy?
That guy in the mask?
You know what? I don't know who Uncle Howdy is. I don't know why they're talking about Uncle Howdy. The guy in the mask said howdy, and that was it. I don't know what Uncle Howdy is. Sorry, my friend. Sophie says Rey versus Gunther. He loves facing big men. Robbie says Extreme Rules had a misleading title. Sophie says this Rey Judgment Day feud and storyline isn't over. And Chris says Rey versus Gunther. Well, this will be a classic.
This is not Rey versus Gunther, guys. This is Ludwig Kaiser versus Rey.
Yeah.
Rey versus Gunther is going to be at the pay-per-view. Might as well write that down, too.
Sophie says, I've noticed that the WWE have been putting matches that deserve to be on a pay-per-view, and they move it to a Raw or Smackdown either a week before or after the pay-per-view. Chris says, here comes my boy Gucci Mane Vinci, a.k.a. Giovanni Vinci. And Robbie says, Bianca's wank. And Sophie says, they have been doing that lately. Yes, they've been doing it a lot lately.
It's all good. Ludwig Kaiser towers over Rey. Could he be a singles champion? No.
Ludwig?
I don't see it. He doesn't have anything special that stands out. He's a pretty good talker, I guess.
Even in his weird German accent. Bobby's like, howdy to you too, D. Oh, yeah, thanks. I don't know who the fuck Uncle Howdy is.
His dad was a wrestler. He's a second-generation wrestler.
Uncle Howdy?
Jesus.
Rey?
No. We know Rey is. Yeah.
Oh.
Rey's a second generation, and Dominik's a third generation.
Well, his third generation's really shitty.
Rey Mysterio was good. I remember watching Rey Mysterio in the 80s and 90s.
When he wasn't wearing a mask?
No, just Rey Mysterio. Is his dad.
Oh, his dad. Okay. Robbie's like, Rey, can he take his mask off for once?
He has. He wrestled without his mask on in WWE, or WCW, sorry. Why y'all antsy? Got ants in your pants?
Yes.
It's not a song. Got ants in your pants.
I don't know. It's in a song.
Oh, Gunther. Start my timer a little late.
That's the problem with Imperium. They don't know how to just
There
be one
is
person.
no problem with Emporium.
Okay, when there's a group of them, they have to do stuff.
Oh, Rey missed, but lands on his feet.
Oh, ouch.
Big European uppercut. Better cut to a commercial immediately, if not sooner. There it is.
Yeah, commercial breaks. Sooner.
Still got about, what, 23 minutes?
Yes.
This can't be the main event. Oh, Logan Paul's going to be the main event.
Mike, this isn't the main event. Jose, I would love to read your comments, but as I don't speak Spanish, I can't read them. Is there a possibility you could put it in English for me?
Translate.
Robbie says, here's a thought. Is substance better over style or the other way around?
Probably substance better than style.
There you go. From the lips of Travis. Themselves in their stinky gym clothes. Sophie says, I thought this was Wrestling Gab, not Quiet Gab. Oh my gosh, seriously, Sophie. Why don't you talk, Sophie? You seem to know everything.
Well, right now it's commercial break, so it's pretty hard. But we do have a baseball game going on at the same time, and it is 2 San Diego, 3 Philadelphia. Philadelphia is winning. But San Diego does have somebody on first base.
Right? Oh, crap.
The guy that is up to bat reminds me of the dad guy that's on that Grandpa show. And he cheats on his wife, Anne Hathaway. See him? I can't.
Your pen's out, you can.
Well, it won't write. So. See him?
Kinda, I guess.
He like cheats on her. And then the grandpa guy is like, it's called The Intern, I think, or something like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now I understand. I'm like, Grandpa show with Anne Hathaway. Like, what are you talking about? But his idea is showing Teddy it's been a long week. That's for sure.
It's got Robert De Niro in it, so you know it used to be good, but it's not anymore because he's not a very good guy.
Sophie says, imagine doing a watch-along for baseball games.
I would love to do watch-alongs for baseball games. But there is 162 or baseball games in a season, and basically they play pretty much every day.
Right.
For 6 months. So you would have an off season.
That's a lot of games to do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of day games. But if you did it full time, you could get away with it. That's what Danny was talking about doing. It's like we probably could pull something like that off for at least a season to see how it went.
Oh, God.
But you would get big. Because you'd be live every day for 3 to 4 to 5 hours.
Sometimes twice.
Yeah, there'd be double headers.
Are you talking about if you were doing just your own?
Yeah, you just do it would be the Cubs games.
Right.
You're not doing every baseball game. That's it. That is impossible.
Isaac, Sophie, why don't you try it? And Sophie's like, wow, Dee isn't reading the chat like she normally would. Oh, look, there's no more messages to read, Sophie. Wow. It's because I'm all caught up and nobody's talking.
It's very,
If you guys don't
quiet.
chat, I can't read. Might as well just go get a book.
Reach everybody, except for that would be a copyright buy. Unless it was an old book, over 100 years old.
Read the Bible. Can't copyright that shit. Sophie says next week is when SmackDown goes to FS1. I think, and that will stink for everybody who doesn't have the channel.
Don't care. I love it. Then I can do picture-in-picture, because then I can watch some of the World Series.
Yeah, screw them. Oh, that's why. I was wondering why we couldn't. I forgot that we had to use a stupid app to watch this.
Right.
That's
the only thing I don't like about SmackDown is I have to watch it on an app.
Robbie's like, when did Mark Wahlberg open a restaurant selling burgers? It wasn't Mark that did it. It was one of his other brothers. There's actually a few of them.
Old Marky Mark.
Wasn't Marky Mark.
It was Donnie.
Yeah, it was Donnie.
Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. The right stuff. Because everybody loves those boys.
Wahlburgers.
All right, Rey ducks it. He's in his pink pants. Does his butt say I'm Lucha? I am Lucha.
I think so.
It says I am a wrestler. That's what that means. That's translated. I translated his butt.
Yeah, it definitely says I am Lucha.
Oh, kicked him right in the five head.
Face.
They're chanting that 619. They want him to kill him. I guess they don't like Ludwig.
So it was their brother Paul. Their brother Paul is a chef, and he wanted to start a restaurant. So Paul Wahlberg
Has two famous brothers, so he's like, you know what? Let's call it after you guys.
right? We'll just call it Wahlburgers.
That's actually pretty funny. Wouldn't it have been cooler just to become famous on your own by having a restaurant?
He did, kinda.
I've never heard of him.
They're only in Boston.
This is Boston area.
Boston.
Is there two of them?
I don't know. I didn't look to see how many they had. I just wanted to see which brother it was. Because I knew there was 3 of them, but I couldn't remember their brother's name, so... You said Donnie, and Mark and O isn't involved. And I mean, they're involved, but they're not involved. If that makes sense.
Donnie's with that one former hot chick, the blonde. She was in Playboy.
Yeah, she's weird.
She's a wackadoodle. She's on New Year's every year. I can't think of her name, but Ginny McCarthy.
That's it. Sophie says, Billy Gunn almost made the DX reunion, but Tony Khan wanted WWE to mention that he works for AEW in some way, and the WWE didn't agree to it. I read.
Yeah, I read that too. That's weird, right? Like, they couldn't just say, now with AEW or something. Or he could wear an AEW shirt, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Or a knee pad.
Sophie says, WWE even booked a flight for Billy Gunn just in case they had the deal made. Robbie says, are you enjoying Big Nose and control of WWE?
No, I think it's heading the wrong direction. The matches being longer are good and bad. Mm-hmm. I don't think every match needs to be long, but when they're short... So these matches on SmackDown have finally got longer.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he throw it back into him? Or was that just a complete botch?
I think it was like a ricochet of some kind, but I don't know if it hit him.
So they're going to kick these two out. You and you are out of here. So 2 of Imperium are gone. Vinny Benavidez, or whatever his name is,
Giovanni.
and Giovanni Soto, and Gunther out.
Robbie says, I hear the burgers taste like limitedly wrestling. Gross, dude. So he says, it looks like WWE and some wrestling promotion named GCW will be working together in some way, starting with Raw. Robbie says, I had a RKO TV video when I was 6.
Nice.
Oh,
Rey
no,
drops down on him for no reason.
Though.
1, 2... Oh, Rey gets that shoulder up.
He better not have even counted that. His one shoulder was completely off the mat. Lies. 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 I don't know what that. What are they
619. They want Rey to kill him. They don't like him.
Oh my God. They're like, we need you to kill him, Rey.
Uh-oh, Frankensteiner
is.
right into the ropes. Here comes the attempted murder.
Oh, good.
Got him with
his
it.
Arms up.
Drops him down. 1, 2, 3. He didn't even do his finisher.
So he's like, Triple H is open for a CM Punk to return to the WWE if AEW does buy out the contract.
I saw Sean Ross Sapp had asked a source inside WWE, and then he said he'd get back to us, and I didn't check back.
I feel like that's a big fat farce.
Yeah, see? Nothing
I think
happened.
it was fake. He faked it.
Oh, that's how he
faked
it.
it.
Okay.
He faked
He
getting
lied.
hit.
He's a liar.
Yeah.
A cheater. A lie and cheat.
He faked getting hurt, and that's how he got him kicked out. Robbie says Rey will be a Hall of Fame soon. Rey Man parties today.
Logan Paul, next. Set this down.
Yeah, don't need that shit no more.
Don't need it.
Don't need it no more.
Brock and Bobby.
I was thinking about making mimosas tomorrow.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
Yes. With orange juice and champagne.
Nice.
I'll be the only one drinking them. Because
Put another shrimp on the Bobby.
I'm pretty sure nobody else will.
Is that what you're going to do with the boxed orange juice in the fridge?
Yes.
It's probably already fermented.
Why would it be?
I don't know. It looks old.
I haven't even opened it. It's only a couple weeks. Look at the date. Go look at the date right now.
Kind of busy. I'm yawning.
So he says, here making Roman the face in this Logan Paul feud. Robbie's like, no man panties for Rey tonight.
No diapers,
he wore
nothing.
pants and he wasn't wearing his diaper baby clothes. Good for him.
Don't receive Cabanuva.
They missed their boat.
Oh, Cabanuva.
Yeah. Common side effects and crap. How exciting for commercials.
I don't even want to speculate.
No. So dumb. Disney series are stupid anymore. So it says, wow, these 2 hours flew by. It doesn't even feel 2 hours went by.
Yeah, the first hour went by really fast. The second hour, not so much. But to me.
These 2 hours have lasted like 5 years.
You're just trying to say the opposite of what we're saying.
No. Nope.
Sounded like it. We got Bray Wyatt stuff on here. We had Logan Paul stuff on here coming up. And he does have a podcast, so you know he's going to be good.
Right. That's how it goes. Robbie says, big news. It needs more ideas for WWE. It's a bit a brick wall.
Yeah, bring back more riffraff.
Yeah, that's his ideas. That's what he likes.
At some point, you can't just keep bringing people in. We saw this with Tony Khan. Like, if that's how you're getting your momentum, is bringing people in.
Right?
That's, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you can't have momentum anymore if that's all you have is bringing people in. Because you can't just keep bringing people in.
Right. Yeah. You can't, you can't just throw people at it and see how much it works out.
Like, you know, I mean, I love a return. Don't get me wrong. 1 a year, 2 a year, fantastic. But 10, 15 in a week or 2 weeks or a month.
And they're like, hey, we brought all the crap back that he fired because of how shitty it was. But that's okay. It's like, what the fuck? How about
no? Ronda Rousey Open Challenge. Look at that. Championship. Open Challenge. Not Women's Championship. Just Championship.
Ooh. Open Challenge Championship. So
ooh, 6-man tag team match next week. So Hit Row will have a mystery partner next week. And Roman Reigns will be back. And it's going to be on FS1. Fox Sports 1 next week. So we can watch that and the World Series at the same time.
Nice.
Watch the Yankees play the Phillies. Keep it all East Coast.
Oh, barf. How about no? Just kidding.
The only way that's happening is if the Yankees win 4 of the next 5 games.
Luna is in the chat but says, okay, everyone, I am back from dinner. Nice, back from dinner. Robbie says, Rhonda, what a joke.
This was earlier. This is when Sheamus got his shoulder hurt.
Was it that?
I don't know. He was holding it right there, wasn't he?
He was holding it earlier, too.
What if he hurt something in it, and then they just decided to just go all the way with it? It's the wrong arm. It was the other one. It's his right arm that he was holding.
Was it? I thought it was that one. I thought it was his left.
Earlier they said it was a shoulder injury.
They were like, we
Now
don't know what's happening.
Now it's a broken elbow. Here he comes, Logan Paul, your favorite YouTuber.
Non-displaced fracture, Travis.
Right, it just means a crack.
He has a crack in his elbow.
He got crack elbow.
Yeah, crack elbow. I've done that before. And I fell off a bike. I hit the asphalt with my elbow like this. Cracked my elbow. God bless you in the chat. Hey, God bless you. Says, yeah, I am full. Oh, you both were at dinner. Cool. Did you guys have some hay and oats?
What?
Cupcakes and whatnot? Robbie's like, the excitement is already WWE. Bring up my dinner. Yay. Martha's in the chat. Says, all I ate was a cup of fries from BK. Oh, yeah, fries. That's
Nothing wrong with fries.
I think you guys were pepperies.
Logan Paul, your next world champion.
No, whatever.
He's going to dethrone him.
Is he?
It's time for the Logan Paul era.
It's going to happen at Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Robbie's like, I'm slowly slipping into a coma with Logan Paul. Yeah? He's like, I haven't been back here forever. I was originally from here, but then I moved away. Because I think I'm cool. Looks like he hasn't slept for like 5 days. Why is he calling us stupid?
Because he's the hill.
That's weird. Is that why? Is that really the reason?
Oh, you didn't know?
It's not the reason why he runs his mouth. It's because he's confident. That's funny. Weird. Robbie's like, I got no interest in Logan Paul versus Roman. It's silly. Martha's like, now I'm gone. See you Monday, Ohioans. We're from Idaho, but alright, Martha. Have a great weekend, Martha. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Logan wants to be the best, and to do that, he's got to dethrone Roman. Vindicator is like, all right, guys, you take care, and I will see you on Monday. Fun day. All right, take care.
All right, Vindicator.
Got about 4 minutes left.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Stay warm. We'll see you on Monday. Ooh, tribes and cleanups. Robbie, Idaho, the land of dreams. Oh, yes, totally. Luna's like, bye, everyone. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Luna.
Something's happening.
Oh, God, he got attacked by Jay.
By Jey Uso from behind.
Ooh, Roman's going to be so mad.
Sammy's going to have to come down and stop him immediately. Get down there, Sammy. Break this up. You're in charge of this.
Sammy is Jay's new daddy. That guy's got the right sign. His daddy is nowhere to be found. Sammy's going to get in trouble, too. He told him. And he didn't
I
listen.
figured Logan would get him. I mean, they're making Logan look weak. That's silly.
Right? He's like, whoa. Oh, no. He beat me up with his butt. That's gross.
It's called a hip attack. At least that's what Asuka calls it.
It's a butt attack.
His dad called it stink face.
He's God bless us.
There,
I'm
Sammy.
going to sleep. Don't wake me up.
Get out.
Okay. Robbie's
Get out
like,
of the
Jey
ring.
Uso the hard nut. And Scarsdale's like, boo!
You cannot do this. It looks like Logan's in their head.
Leave
He
this
is. He's
alone.
listening. No. Oh, Logan got out of the way. Big right hand by Logan knocked him cold.
That's silliness right there.
Well, he's a boxer.
Oh, I know. Ew.
Well, now what do you do?
Gross. You lick yourself, I guess.
What do you do, though? If you're Sammy, because you can't just let him get away with it, but you can't do anything because Roman told you not to.
That's right. So you don't do anything. Robbie's like, WWE has a 1 tonight. Nothing happened. Right?
Yeah, now it's all on Sammy. The whole thing, it's all Sammy's fault.
Oh, no.
He needs to take full accountability.
Sammy?
Yes.
Yes. It's my fault that he got away from me. I thought I had him tied up in the back. He escaped. Heidi in the chat. Hey, Heidi
Big right
says,
hand.
yeah, Red Panda. What the hell was even that? I don't know. What the hell? Anyways, Robbie's like, LOL deal. Oh dear, got attacked. Yeah, so sad. Whatever. Completely came out of nowhere. It was so surprising that it happened, Travis.
Can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
But just 2 weeks away, 2 weeks and 1 day, so 15 days away, we're going to have a Saudi Arabia show.
Yay!
It looks like we have at least 7 matches so far.
Biggest upset.
And that's with no dames.
Ha 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 ha!
One shot, that's all it takes, and then Roman's done.
All right, everybody, and anybody who's left in our chat tonight, thanks for hanging out.
Who
with
has
us for
more
some
fun, blondes or brunettes?
Down. I don't know.
The ones with the bigger boobs.
Oh.
That's what that Sophia Vergette, whatever she said, is on one of those talk shows.
Oh, that's.
They're like, who has more fun? It's Ellen DeGeneres asked her, who has more fun, blondes or brunettes? And she's like, I think it's the ones with the bigger boobs.
That's funny.
All right.
Robbie's like, just like magic, he appeared and attacked. Yeah, that's what it was. Anyways, yeah, if you're still out there hanging out in the background, guys, thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us tonight for SmackDown. That is the end of the show. We will be back again on Monday for Monday Night Raw. Hopefully you guys will join us then. You guys take care out there. Be safe. Make good choices.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab.